Hi and welcome back to the New Zealand Property Podcast and video series, and I'm standing in Whangarei with Ian Sharp sitting next to me, one of our, excuse the pun, sharp agents of Property Ventures. It's a magnificent day here in Whangarei. Is it always like this, is it, Ian? Or?
Yeah, about once a year it might rain a bit.
I guess that's what you're going to say, once a year. It's going to be fine. All good. Hey, so we're just going to, Ian's been a part of our team for a few months now, and we thought it was about time to introduce you properly to him and tell him a bit about himself. So first of all, so the listeners and watchers know, who is Ian Sharp? What have you been doing?
So thanks, Mark. Yeah, I originally from England, came to Whangarei when I was young, did all my schooling here, but then moved to Auckland and Wellington for about 20 odd years, but moved back up here about 3 years ago just for a better quality of life for my wife and our young son. So yeah, we just love it up here, the lifestyle, the beaches, how close it is to Auckland, which is another big plus, and also from an investment perspective as well, there's it's a bit of an untapped resource up here, Whangarei, in regards to what you can buy up here for the money.
Okay, we'll talk about that shortly. So what about yourself as far as invest? I've known you for about 8 years or so, maybe longer, and you've been investing. What sort of stuff have you invested in the past?
Yeah, so yeah, Mark, I've known you about 10 or 12 years, to be honest. I first met you when I was inquiring about one of your listings you had, an investment property, and we sort of had it off then. But yeah, I've been buying houses in Auckland and recently sold a house I had in Wellington. But yeah, definitely keen to get some more investments going, and also particularly in Whangarei as well, and also to help people buy and invest in Whangarei too.
So your personal experience has been sort of cash flow type, trying to get cash flow in Auckland. That's what you tried to do initially, or?
Exactly, like we never relied on big salaries to fund our properties for us. It was really important that the properties could stand on their own 2 feet right from the get-go, and that we could add value to them and rent them really well. So just getting that right team around me in regards to property, mortgage broker, property manager, accountant, that kind of thing. And as you know, as you learn, you grow hopefully and learn more stuff, and you meet new people. And yeah, if it wasn't for these people that I've met along the way, people like Mark, we certainly wouldn't have the portfolio that we have now.
Oh, that's great. So so why Whangarei, and why should people, one, look at Whangarei, and secondly, part of the question is what sort of opportunities are around Whangarei at the moment, where the market is, and what's going on in Whangarei at the moment?
Well, Whangarei is really on the up. A lot of places have flattened or maybe even softened a little bit, and as you probably know, Hamilton is quite expensive, and so is Tauranga, and really busy as well. So Whangarei is the only other major city that's close enough to Auckland that you can actually buy a house for a reasonable price, and there's a real shortage of properties up here too to rent. So you'll have a queue of people down the road wanting to rent your property too, which is great. Yeah, there's a lot going on, but the potential is huge here in town. People are starting to cotton on to the benefits that Whangarei has here. Infrastructure is improving, jobs are starting to come to Whangarei. We've got the new Hunter Pfizer Museum literally being built about 100 metres from here. It really is a place that's going to be on the map even more so as time goes by. So the people that invest in Whangarei and put down some roots here now in regards to property are going to really see the rewards of those over the next few years, and that's one of the reasons why we moved back too.
Okay, you've selling a few properties in the last month for Property Ventures here. What's sort of the sweet spot right now in Whangarei for the market? Well, what's the real sweet spot of properties that are selling for what sort of price and what sort of property?
Yeah, well, the median house price in Whangarei now is around the 450 mark, and it is inching up. It's not really softening. It is taking a little bit longer to sell though, about 2 months. Properties on the market, and a part of that is the Whangarei lifestyle. People in Whangarei do tend to be a bit more relaxed about everything, hence they live here. So Aucklanders or other people that have got a plan and a strategy and watching the numbers, they can certainly come in here and snap up some really good deals. Saying that, new builds are another good way to go as well. Obviously you've got the depreciation and the lack of maintenance predominantly for the first few years, and that's another area that Property Ventures is going to really be getting involved in Whangarei over the next couple of years as well, which is quite exciting. So we're in the process of aligning ourselves with a couple of quality building companies up here, and yeah, we're going to let you guys know about those deals that we have once they come to market.
Okay, so that's good for people looking to buy and what have you. What about someone here, they've got a property, they've had the growth you've achieved over the last sort of 5 years here in Whangarei. Why should they come to Ian Sharp and Property Ventures to list their property?
Well, we do things a little bit different. Like we're middle of the pack in regards to our commission structure. But one thing about Property Ventures, if you know us at all, is the culture that we've got, and a lot of that's to do with Mark and the people that he has on board with him. We really care about our vendors. It's not just about the commission. It's about doing everything we can to really maximise the potential and the sale price of a property, and squeezing that last dollar out of the market, and that's by creating competition and advising in regards to the best way to market the property and show it to the market as well, which is really important. And finding the right buyer as well. Is, I get a lot of satisfaction out of finding the right buyer, whether it's a first-time buyer or an investor, and they've been looking for ages, and I've got a property that's going to suit their needs. It's really satisfying. And yeah, so median's about 450 in Whangarei here, but you can certainly still buy reasonable stock under the 400 mark, and it'll rent in the really 400. So yeah, and you can add value to those properties. In fact, I've just got one to place that was a referral in Whangarei here, and that's got a contract on it. And yeah, that
didn't take 2 months, did it?
Didn't take 2 months, thank goodness. But it can do. Trying to get that last dollar. It depends on how motivated the vendor is to sell and what their timeline is. But yeah, but first-time buyers are really stoked on the property, and that's going to tick all their boxes for them. So that's really exciting for them.
Okay, and speaking of saying how you help people, I saw a testimonial come through a couple of days ago. We've now got on our Property Ventures site, and also your Facebook page also, and that was an outstanding testimonial that I would doubt any more than 0.1% of New Zealand real estate agents that had a testimonial like that, which says something about you too, Ian, and what you like as well as the Property Ventures, the tune we keep singing also, I guess. Just one final thing, crystal balling. I'm not going to hold you to ransom here for what you say. What can you see happening in Whangarei maybe in the next couple of years?
In regards to new builds?
Oh, no, just with the market
in general,
where it is. We know a lot of the part of Auckland sort of gone down a little bit. Some of the other parts of the country getting up to their peak. What do you sort of see here?
Well, obviously no one's got a crystal ball, and if they did, I'd buy one. But yeah, I think again, because of the location of Whangarei, what it has to offer here in regards to beaches and lifestyle, it's just going to become more and more attractive as people get priced out of the Tauranga and obviously the Auckland market as well, and for investors as well, looking for that yield, because it's great. Interest rates are so low at the moment, but they're obviously not going to stay there. They are going to return to the medium in the next few years, I would imagine anyway. So I think Whangarei is either going to be slow and steady in regards to increases in the price of properties, or it's really going to take off. It's going to be one of those two things. I really can't see it softening. As I said, there's a real shortage of properties for people to rent, and there are a lot of first-time buyers that are buying now too, because they're thinking, if I don't buy now, I'm not going to be able to buy in the future. Once the properties hit 500, I'm not going to be able to borrow the money from the bank. So yeah, it's an exciting place to be. That's one of the reasons why we moved back here a couple of years ago, and just in the last couple of years, prices have taken off, but they're still within the grasp of most people at this stage anyway.
Great stuff. Well, thanks for your time today, Ian. And if anyone there is looking at maybe buying up in Whangarei because it's a little bit cheaper than Auckland and some of the other cities, give Ian a buzz if you've got a place. We know of anyone wanting to sell. I also know you do a referral system. If you refer someone to Ian to sell their property, we sell it. There's $1,000 in there for you as a referral. So if you want to do that, contact Ian, and I know Ian's details are all around our website, but tell us your phone number and email address, and also your Facebook page, which is wonderful.
Sure. So 021 888 623 for phone, Ian at propertyventures.co.nz for email, and I've got my own Facebook page, which is Ian Sharp Homes and Lifestyle. So please do check that out, like it, and even share it. That would be great. I do promotions all the time as well, quite regularly. I gave away a dinner voucher to someone just recently. So I'm really big on supporting local businesses in town. So I associate myself with businesses and put something out to the marketplace as well, which is really exciting. But yeah, really happy to have a chat to you about the marketplace. If you're looking at buying up here or selling, happy to have a chat.
Great stuff. Well, thanks again, Ian, and we're really pleased to have you on board, and if you're a good, honest guy, you're the man. So thanks very much. Thanks, listeners, for watching, and we'll be back next week. And if you're into property management or want to know anything about property management, you must watch next week. So thanks very much. Thanks, Ian.
Cool. Thanks, Mark.